If you've ever looked around your home and wondered why it feels so hard to keep up with it all, it may be that you've never gotten clear on your why for doing the things in the first place. So today I want to share with you my personal reasons for homemaking. I like to call them my whys, and my reasons, my whys, probably won't be exactly the same as yours, but my hope is that hearing them will help you discover them on your own. Because your mindset is often the root of your motivation. And if you're new here, my name is Emily. I'm a homemaker, I'm a wife, I'm a homeschool mom, and I just love encouraging women to create homes that serve the people who God has given them. And recently, one of my subscribers asked if I would share my personal reasons for homemaking. And I thought that was a really great question because when we understand our purpose, it's much easier to stay motivated on the hard days when we don't feel like doing the work. Many women struggle with keeping up with a home because they were just never taught routines and cleaning systems or meal planning. And all of that is helpful. I love sharing that here on my channel. But I've also discovered that homemaking goes beyond all of that. We need to understand our reasons for the things that we do, or we end up just quitting, or we are constantly feeling behind and unmotivated. And I know that because that's how I felt for years before I changed my mindset. And it's still something that I have to work on intentionally in my mind, because when we know why we do something matters, it's much more likely that we're going to be doing it consistently. So let's just start with a reason number one. And these are not in a particular order or anything, but the first reason that I care for my home is because I want it to be a place of comfort for myself, for my husband, for my children, and really for anyone who walks through my front door. And of course, I'm not talking about perfection. If you have been here before, you know that I am far from perfect and my home is far from perfect as well. But I'm talking about just creating an environment where people can feel relaxed and feel at ease. And I've noticed that when my home becomes cluttered or chaotic, I start to feel stressed out, and it's harder for me to focus. It's harder for me to rest and to simply just enjoy being in my home. So a clean and tidy home, it doesn't solve every single problem in the world, but it does create a calmer atmosphere for my whole family. And that's a really big motivation. My second reason is really simple, and it's just that I genuinely enjoy the results of the work that I do. So the other day, my daughter had cleaned her room, and sometimes it's a struggle to get my kids to clean their rooms. And after she had done so, later on, she told me, she's like, I actually like picking up my room and putting things away. And I laughed because I think that's the way a lot of us feel a lot of times. We don't always want to start the task, but we enjoy the finished result. And for me, many times I often think about the end result before I start a task. And that is just super motivating for me to do it. I love walking into my bedroom when the bed is made and the clothes are put away. I love seeing the bathroom with a freshly cleaned sink and floor. And, one of my favorite examples is just cleaning the kitchen before bed each night. Sometimes I'm tired and I don't want to do it. But every morning when I walk into a clean kitchen, it feels like a gift that I give myself. Like my past self the night before is giving me a gift the next morning. And that is so much motivation to just do it. So, if you are struggling to keep up with the daily things like cleaning your kitchen, I do have a free homemaking checklist that has helped thousands of women just stay on track with these important tasks. And I will leave it linked below. It does sign you up for my weekly emails where I share homemaking encouragement and just practical tips. But if you are interested, you can check that out below. My third reason for cleaning up my home and just taking care of my home is super practical, because there are just certain tasks that I really don't enjoy. And for me, one of those is scrubbing the bathtub, and the other one is dusting. Those two I just really have a hard time doing, and I want to procrastinate them and put them off. But one day I literally just sat down with a piece of paper and a pen, and I just wrote out the reasons why those chores actually matter, because I was really struggling to do them and to have a good attitude about them when I did them. So, I clean the bathtub because I don't want mold growing there, and I want to have a clean bathtub when I am getting a shower. I dust because dust affects the air quality in my home, and if I let it build up, eventually it makes the surfaces dirty and just really unpleasant to use. It's no fun seeing a layer of dust or running your finger through a layer of dust on a surface. So when I connect the task with the just practical benefits of doing it, it's easier for me to actually accomplish it. So instead of thinking, oh, I have to dust again, I remind myself I'm helping create a cleaner home and a healthier home for me and for my family. And sometimes when we just change the way we think about a task, it changes how we feel about it, and then it changes our actions towards doing it. The fourth reason, and this is probably the most important, so I guess I saved the best for last, and that is that I want my homemaking to honor God. There is a verse that I come back to over and over again, and I've shared it in other videos as well, but Ecclesiastes 9:10 says, "Whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all your might." And when I'm folding laundry or wiping counters, washing dishes, making dinner, those tasks seem small and they seem unseen, but they aren't unseen by God. And, no one may notice when you sweep a floor or when you clean a bathroom. No one thanks you for those tasks, but God sees your faithfulness. And remembering that you are doing this not only to serve your family, but also to serve the Lord, gives you purpose in this ordinary work that we do each day in caring for our homes. So, your reasons may be similar to mine, or they may look a little different, and that's okay. But if you have been struggling with motivation, I just encourage you to spend some time thinking about your own whys, your own reasons. Because when you are clear on your purpose, that daily work just becomes a lot more meaningful. And if you'd like to hear more about biblical mindset shifts that transformed the way I approach homemaking, I have a video where I shared 5 biblical truths that made me a better homemaker. So I will leave that linked so that you can check that out. But I just want to thank you so much for spending time with me today, and I will see you in the next video.